Hello students, today we are dealing with human reproduction part 5th, in which we will study about fertilization and implantation. So fertilization, before fertilization, copulation takes place. So during copulation, semen is released by the penis or the male external genitalia into the vagina or the female reproductive tract. This process is also called insemination or the release of semen. The sperms which are motile or which swim very rapidly, they pass through the following pathway. First they enter vagina, then cervix, then uterus, and finally in the fallopian tube. In the fallopian tube there is a junction called ampullary isthmic junction. Here the ampulla and isthmus are connected, so both are found at this point. The ovum released by ovary is also transported to this junction. So the sperms enter and reach this junction, and at the same time if the egg is also found at this junction, then fertilization can occur. So the site of fertilization is ampullary isthmic junction. Now during fertilization, sperm comes in contact with the outer layer of ovum, which is called zona pellucida, and induces change in the membrane. So the membrane structure is changed as soon as the first sperm contacts the ovum covering. So this ensures that only one sperm is fused with the egg. Now in the fusion, secretions of acrosome help the sperm to enter into the cytoplasm of ovum through zona pellucida and plasma membrane. So acrosome helps in dissolution of the covering. The entry of sperm induces completion of meiotic division of secondary oocyte. So till now the secondary oocyte had only completed the first meiotic division, but as soon as the sperm enters, the second meiotic division is also completed, and this division is unequal and results in formation of a second polar body and haploid ovum or ooted. So the meiotic division is completed only on the entry of sperm. Now here we can see that there is ovum and zona pellucida layer, and outer layer is of corona radiata. So many sperms are there, and one sperm enters. When it comes in contact with zona pellucida layer, the others are prevented, and finally the sperm enters the egg. Inside the egg there is perivitellin space, so which has nutrition. Now the haploid nucleus of sperm. We know that sperm and ovum both have haploid nucleus. They are gametes, so they fuse to form a diploid zygote. The sex of child depends on chromosome pattern. So if there is XX chromosome combination, then it is a female, and if XY, then it is a male. So the sex of the baby is determined by the father. We can say that the sex of child is determined by father. Why? Because Y chromosome is donated by father. We know that the mother has both chromosomes X, so she is not responsible for a male child. Now the zygote divides by mitosis. So the first division is mitosis. These divisions are also called cleavage. And the zygote divides, and at that time it also moves towards the uterus. So during the pathway it is moving as well as dividing. It forms two cells, then two cells again divide each cell, so 4, then 8, then 16 daughter cells are formed, and each cell is called a blastomere. Now here we can see that sperm, which is carrying the X chromosome, when it fuses with the egg which is having X, so both combine and form XX, which is a female, and when Y chromosome carrying sperm fuses with X, it results in a male. So it is only possible that if Y chromosome from father comes to the egg, then male is produced. So father is responsible for the birth of a male child. Now we saw that many blastomeres are produced. The embryo with 8 to 16 blastomeres is called a morula. So the embryo which has 8 to 16 cells, it is called a morula. Morula again divides and transforms into a blastocyst. So it again divides, the number of cells increase, and it is called a blastocyst, and it moves towards the uterus. The blastomere in blastocyst, or the cells in the blastocyst, they are arranged into two layers. So the cells now arrange into two layers. Outer layer is called trophoblast, and the inner group of cell is called inner cell mass. The trophoblast or the outer layer will form the layer which is attached to the endometrium of uterus. So it will help in implantation, while the inner cell mass will differentiate or mature into embryo. Now after attachment, the uterine cells or the cells of uterus wall, they divide rapidly and cover the blastocyst which was attached. It is called implantation, and it leads to the stage called pregnancy. So from here pregnancy starts. Here we can see a diagram in which first there is the egg, then sperm enters, zygote is formed, then the zygote divides into two blastomeres, then 4, then 8, 16. 8 to 16 stage is called morula. Then there is the blastula, and we can see blastocyst. Children, this figure is very important. Outer layer is called trophoblast, this one blue layer, and the inner is called inner cell mass, and this is implanted. So we can see first, like this diagram, egg, so it is found here, it is released from the ovary by ovulation, then sperms and egg fuse at ampullary isthmic junction. Then we can see that the zygote divides into 2, then 4 cells, then 8, then 16, then cavity is formed, antrum, and finally the blastocyst is implanted in the wall of the uterus. So blastocyst is the stage at which implantation takes place. Now after implantation, the finger-like projections appear on trophoblast. So the trophoblast layer forms finger-like projections. They are called chorionic villi. Villi means finger-like structure. The villi are surrounded by uterine tissue. So villi are connected with the uterus tissue and maternal blood vessels. The chorionic villi means the villi formed from trophoblast and uterus tissue both become fused. So the tissue from the blastocyst or zygote and the tissue from the mother wall, they both fuse and form a structure called placenta. So placenta is the structural and functional unit between fetus and maternal body. Now the placenta is connected to embryo through a cord. The embryo which is developed, it has a cord, it is called umbilical cord, and it helps in transport of substances. Now what is the function of placenta? Exchange of gases like oxygen is taken, carbon dioxide is removed, nutrients, so food is taken from the maternal blood or blood of the mother, and waste materials are released into the blood of mother. Now here we can see the embryo, then umbilical cord, then there is placental villi, finger-like structures in the wall of uterus. This is the uterus, and in the cervix we can see plug of mucus in cervix which prevents the exit of the fetus. So the fetus remains inside the uterus. There is a yolk sac which has reserved food material. So this is the human fetus in the uterus. Okay children, thanks.